Bienvenido a nuestra casa, Mashable India.
வாங்க வாங்க எங்க வீட்டுக்கு வாங்க.
So these are the different chess sets that we have managed to collect and get throughout Anand's career, and each chess set has a different story of its own. For example, if you take this one, this was 27 kilos, and when we had to bring it by flight, I remember Anand was not very keen to bring such a heavy piece of metal with him. So I was so angry and irritated. I said, I don't mind leaving you behind, but I'm not leaving this chessboard behind. Poor Anand carried it on his lap, and we traveled all the way from Mexico back with this chess set. It's a beautiful piece of copper and bronze. These two sets were given by the Tamil Nadu government. That was soon after Anand's first World Championship victory. What is beautiful about this chess set, it's like a puzzle. So all the pieces, they fit inside each other. So you remove it out like a puzzle. So that's what is very beautiful. This is again a very different chess set. It was given in Spain, where we used to live in a small little town called Collado Mediano. So when Anand became world champion for the first time, they gave him this title of Hijo Predilecto, which means the most distinguished son of that town. And this shows beautiful Spanish craft. It has Islamic patterns, little bit of Jewish influence because it comes from Toledo. So again, it's a very, very beautiful set. This is from Chile. So it has that, the statues of that Isla de Pascua. It has that, and it has lapis lazuli, which comes from Chile. But my favorite is this 27 kg. Not because it's very beautiful, but because Anand had to carry it all the way from Mexico. Okay, so this is a very unusual piece. I do not know the origins because we just saw it in Anand's house, a few months after his father passed away. So this is very unusual. It revolves like this.
It's not ideal for playing or anything, but it's obviously decorative.
But I also don't know whether it has been repurposed as a chessboard. Maybe it was something else. Could have been a writing desk or something. I am not sure of that also. So this is a very, very interesting chess pieces. It's made out of origami, and it was presented to us by a very special person. He's an artist by the name Arvind Sundar. He's someone my son follows very, very closely, and is very influenced by his works because he talks about math patterns, something that my son is very passionate about. So when we wrote to him, we didn't tell him who we were. So I told him, my son is a big fan of yours, and he was very sweet. And he, immediately said, I'll come and meet your son when I'm in Chennai. And he came, and only when he decided to come and meet us, he realized who the father was. So it was a very, very sweet moment, and it shows so much humility for an artist of that stature to engage with such a young boy. My son was much younger then. And he came and he spent about 3 hours going through my son's works, offering suggestions. So he's somebody who, we really have a lot of respect for. So he presented these chess pieces to Anand.
So this was just a few days after our marriage. We went to a tournament in Dortmund in Germany. They had set up an interview session and a photograph session with both of us. So literally as newlyweds, we finished all the photo and video at the wedding, and then 3 days later repeated it there.
Actually, they were very intrigued by the henna patterns, the mehndi patterns on their hand. So that's why they were very keen to see this thing. So actually, our house is like part chess and part art. This painting, was gifted to Anand when he went to Bihar. And this is, such a beautiful Madhubani piece. Lot of, my son's love for Indian art, this painting definitely had something to do with it. So he does a lot of paintings. He's a very, very passionate artist. He's very passionate about climate change and environment. So you would see that also in a lot of his works. But what he really loves is to show math patterns in nature. So if you take this painting, which I truly love the colors, he has taken the story of the Gajendra Moksham, which is a famous story of how a crocodile, comes to attack the elephant, and the elephant calls out to Mahavishnu, and Mahavishnu comes. So this very intricate story he has brought out, a very interesting math pattern here, which is called the Penrose tiles. So he's able to, make these very beautiful connections. And for me, this is one of his most beautiful works because I really love the way the colors have come together. But as you can see, the house is just full of his works. And now,
these are some of his earliest paintings. This one is very special. He was fascinated by the idea that the cub, the baby tiger, recognized its mother through the patterns. And he thought that's brilliant, math patterns, and an animal uses it to recognize its mother. You can see in the background as well, there are patterns, this sun in the background. But one of my favorites, one of his first works of art. So these are a lot of my World Championship medals. This one, you can see the Aztec from Mexico, 2007 when I won the World Championship there. This one was the World Championship the next year in Germany, in Bonn in 2008. This one was in Sofia in 2010. And then my fourth World Championship win in a row at that time, in 2012 in Moscow against Gelfand. These are all Padma Awards. But the associated scrolls are inside. So this is both my workroom and most of my trophy collection. This is my very first award, the Arjuna Award. At the national level. This is the Arjuna Award, 1985. I got it from President Gyani Zail Singh. These are the big Padma Awards. The Padma Shri. This is the Padma Bhushan, and over here we have the Padma Vibhushan. This is a Padma Shri, which I won in 87, and then you can see President Venkatraman there. So I fought with my father. My father wanted me to wear proper shoes, and I kept fighting that I wanted to. He finally got fed up. He said, okay, just wear the blazer and do what the hell you want. This is October 19th in Panaji in Goa, and I had just won the National Sub-Junior Championship in 1983. This was a big triumph because I not only won the National Sub-Junior, which means I was going to represent India in the World Sub-Junior, but I won it with a perfect score.
That was the first time his name had come in the paper. So the next day, the principal announced in the assembly, who is this V. Anand who's studying in Don Bosco? Can you please come up to the stage? And as luck would have it, that one day he decided to skip assembly. So he was called to the principal's office. He thought he was going to get suspended because he didn't attend assembly, but the principal just wanted to know who he was.
This is my very first really big triumph internationally. I became World Junior Champion. You can see there, the July 19th to August 3rd, 1987. By the way, the current World Junior title holder is another Indian. 3 world champions before that, Spassky, Karpov, Kasparov, were all World Junior champions. So it was seen as a pathway to the title. And the 2012 World Championship, this is the trophy they had made for that. So they picked one game from every historical match and printed it in this metal sheet, a wraparound sheet if you like. This is the first World Championship in 2000. That's the moment I became World Champion for the first time. So World Junior, World Champion, and then another world title. So this is a little thing representing the 3 sports: chess, billiards, and badminton. That is Prakash Padukone, Geet Sethi, and myself.
What is nice about some of the plants here is these were plants that were brought from Anand's parents' house. So when Anand's parents both passed away and we had to give up the house, a lot of the plants from there we got, and they have kind of grown and accepted this as their own home, which I think is a beautiful way of, preserving somebody's memory, because every time we see the flower, we are reminded of how Anand's mother used to pick it up every morning. So lots of plants like that also have memories in this house, and this is my little green space. So early morning for me, first thing is to drink coffee, next thing is to water the plants, and then kind of somehow pray to God that my son reaches school in time. So that's how it starts.
Bye, Mashabal. Thank you for coming.
Nandri, Vanakkam.